Hey guys, the title of today's post is called Release Her to the Wolves. And today's talk is another one of those talks that I'm always trying to give you reasons why cold approach is superior, why I feel it's the better way to go. And today is just another one of these reasons that I could come up with. So stack this one on top of all those that I gave you before. So to describe this point to you guys, I want to circle back to a talk I did previously where I had it was one of the ones where I was just doing a recap of cold approach. And the last one that I did, I think it was the February 3rd one. I don't know if I mentioned this in the course of the talk, but this girl that I met was actually on her way to celebrate a friend's birthday, like out and about downtown in this little town where I live at. So she told me where she was going. I knew she was going out to a very popular night spot and it was going to be crowded, and it was just like your typical sort of bar scene I knew that she was going to experience. And I love the fact that when you do this cold approach stuff, guys, right? You walk up, you're coherent, you're completely sober, you're in like these bright lights of a department store, for example, of my example. You are a wholly different man, okay, in this woman's eyes, I believe, right? And you compare that and you contrast that to what she's going to experience in this very same night, right? She leaves the Target where I met her at about 6:30 p.m. She's going to go out about her night. She's going to do her dinner with her friends. She's going to end up at the bars afterwards, and she's going to be in that typical bullshit scene you guys know all too well. And you know exactly where I'm going with this, guys. You know what she's going to deal with. You know the types of guys that she is going to interact with throughout the course of her night in that bar setting, right? What I call the wolf pack, right? These quote unquote wolf guys that just do what they do and act the way they act. And we all know how that goes. Maybe some of us has been that guy before, sure. But you hopefully know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there is a possibility that maybe she makes a good connection with a guy in a bar in that sort of setting. But odds are, I would put a ton of money on this, is that she is not. She is going to have the same sort of experience that most everybody does in a bar, most women have in a bar. She's going to be interacting the whole night with these drunken idiots that are just, act the way they do. But even if they're acting cordial and even if they're great guys, right? Forget about acting a fool and all that kind of stuff. Even they could be the most freaking amazing guys, but odds are, just because she met him in this night scene, in this alcohol environment, just being what it is, right? The odds are that it probably won't materialize to much. I mean, that's my bet. That's what I've experienced in my life. That's what I've seen. That's what I've had all my girlfriends tell me. This is just kind of the way it goes. And I would think that you guys would agree with this notion. But having said all that, I want you guys to step back and think about the contrast here, okay? Tomorrow morning, when this chick is, recovering from her night, whatever, maybe she didn't even drink that much or whatever. She's just, in her mind, she's playing back everything that happened to her in the last 24 hours. Honestly, who do you think is going to stand out more in her brain, right? That person that approached her in the Target, maybe, like in that fashion that they did it, in the pleasant, polite, cordial sort of like completely outside the influence of a bar scene kind of situation, in a one-on-one environment, right? Nobody else around you. It was just you and her. You have this pleasant little conversation. The perception of that, I feel like, is so much more positive and so much better. And that, I want to believe, is what's going to stick in the woman's mind, more so than any of the guys that she's going to go on, and meet in the course of her night. And this is like what I said, when you release her from that moment, when you do your little cold approach thing, you do your exchange of contact or whatever, hopefully it goes well for you. You release her from that moment to go out there and play with the wolf pack. And having described all this, guys, I hope you can see, and I hope you would understand, and I hope you can realize what an advantage you're at doing this cold approach stuff versus being just another member of the wolf pack. If you were to try to meet this girl, the same exact girl, right, in a bar, you could be the most stellar, amazing, freaking fantastic guy on the planet, but because of the fact you meet her in the bar, you're at a deficit. And you know what? Because of the fact you meet her in a Target in a different way, you're at an advantage, okay? And that's the plain and simple truth here, guys. I'm trying to drill that into your heads. I'm trying to get you to remember, but it's almost like the system works even more so to your advantage because, like I said, when you do that cold approach, you set yourself into a class all of your own. And like I said, the perception and the memory, I would like to think, is going to stick with her and be more powerful. And odds are you're going to be the one that she's going to want to connect with further versus any of the people that she's going to go out and meet in the bar tonight later on when she's out there with the wolf pack, okay? I hope that point makes sense, guys. I hope you can see what I mean here. Do this cold approach stuff, guys. Do yourself a favor, okay? If you want to get a leg up on the competition out there, Be one of these guys. Be one of the bold ones. Be one of these guys that does something that nobody else does on this earth, okay? I don't say nobody, but most guys don't do this shit, okay, guys? But you guys listen to this channel. I want you to be the ones that stand out. I want you to be the ones that prosper as a result of this stuff. And I'm going to keep driving this one home to you guys, okay? It's so important. All right, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you real soon.